Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus, and today we have a special treat. We're going to actually play some 93, 94 Magic. So this format, okay, depending upon where exactly you play this, the rules of this are slightly different. Most of the places that play this, I believe, go up to Fallen Empires, so since that's what we are operating under, I chose to play Merfolk because Merfolk actually can be a deck in 93, 94 if you actually want to try. Because you still have Lord of Atlantis, you have your Merfolk with the Pearl Trident. There's also some Merfolk in Fallen Empires that you can play, like this one, River Merfolk, and it's surprisingly decent in this deck. And then there's a couple other ones you can play. I have one Sea Singer in my sideboard, which is sort of like control magic on a stick against certain decks. And there's a few other ones, but I think in general, like, it's okay to just play like a few creatures like this and then back it up with powerful spells. And I also have copies of Clone in my deck, so I can even clone Lord of Atlantis. So, I mean, there's another option as you have is a Dance of Many, which can, for 2 mana, it's an enchantment. It costs you 2 mana every turn to maintain it, but it can actually make an extra copy of your Lord of Atlantis if you want. So there are ways to get multiple copies of this effect. I chose to use Clone here because the Clone also synergizes pretty well with this Serendib Efreet. So I was looking through all the blue aggro cards I could for this, and I decided that, playing 12 Merfolk is fine. I'll play some clones so that I can occasionally copy the Lords, but also this 3/4 flying creature for 3 mana is actually like one of the better beaters in this format. You have stuff like Sarah Angel and Shivan Dragon that are a little bit higher in the curve, and I think there's like a Serum Dib Jin, I think that's the one. That's like a bigger version of this thing, but for 3 mana, like, this is about like the best creature you're going to find in this format. Its downside is that it deals you 1 damage during your upkeep every turn, but to be honest, this thing is important because it has flying and it beats Moat. And one problem that this deck might have sometimes is Moat, and the Island Walk does not get past it, but the flying does. So, and this is a creature that's kind of like Delver of Secrets, where you play this thing and protect it with counter spells and bounce spells. It can win you the game by itself. So I figured this will be a good supplement to my Merfolk aggro plan here, and potentially I can even clone it to just like speed up my clock that way too. Phantasmal Terrain is something we can use to enable Island Walk. It doesn't draw us a card like Spreading Seas, but I mean, this is what we have to work with, so we use what's in the format. It can also turn off some certain lands if we go up against something maybe like Library of Alexandria or Bazaar. I'm not sure what decks might be playing them, or if we need these against this deck or against those decks, but I figured that I would be willing to try them because at least it enables Island Walk for our creatures once when we're up against, like, maybe if we're up against like a Savannah Lions deck or something where they're gonna have a easy time blocking without the Island Walk, then this might be a good way to push damage through. We'll try it. So we have some interactive spells. Boomerang, it's a catch-all. It's really good. Like, sometimes the opponent might have stuff like Moat, or you can still bounce creatures. Sometimes maybe you bounce a land. And you can, like, it might work well with Strip Mine. Maybe you have the kind of hands where you can kind of like blue Ponza them a little bit. But summon or unsummon, that's fine. This can protect your creatures from removal. So if your opponent goes to like Swords to Plowshares or your Lord of Atlantis, you are probably inclined to save it a lot of the time. Or, more importantly, like you're afraid here, this is something you probably want to unsummon so that it doesn't die to Swords. So, and you can use it on your opponent's stuff too. Like if your opponent has like a Shivan Dragon they just tapped out to play, just unsummon it back to their hand and then, attack them. And then when they go to play it next turn, you just counter it. Speaking of which, we have counter spells in our deck. I'm playing 3 in my main deck because I'm also playing 1 Mana Drain. This card is restricted in this format to 1, so it's just a better version of counter spell. We don't usually need the extra mana, but fuck it. We're playing this format for a reason. We want to play with all the fun cards we don't get to play in a lot of other formats. So I do have an extra counterspell on the sideboard. We'll get to that in a second. Strip Mine, this is also restricted here. Same thing with the Power 9 cards are all restricted. So I'm playing with Lotus, Sapphire, Recall, and Time Walk. I do have a Time Twister, yeah. So we don't have the easiest time using Time Twister because this is normally better when you're jamming like multiple colors of Moxes in your deck. I only have one Mox Sapphire, and I'm not playing any of the other ones. It might be correct to play like at least a Mox Emerald and maybe some Tropical Islands. Regrowth is actually a pretty strong card. Gets back stuff like Time Walk and Ancestral Recall, and yeah, it might be worth splashing green just for that one card, but as of right now, I'm not playing that. We're just sticking to mono blue to start off with. So, other than that, the main deck. Like, oh yeah, and the other card I should talk about here, Sonic Blast. So this card is one of the OGs. Blue burn, baby. That's what it's all about. And surprisingly, like I think this is a very good fit for this deck. Is we don't have quite the aggressive plan with creatures. Especially if we're gonna hold up counterspell and stuff like that a lot, we just play like creatures in turn 1 or 2, and then get in for enough damage that maybe we can just finish off the opponent with Psionic Blast. And we don't have Mutavault, but we do have Mishra's Factory, which is about as close as you're gonna get. So we can easily like go on this tempo plan of like, okay, turns 1 and 2, play some creatures, and then by like turn 4. Like, okay, I'm attacking you for like 4 a turn at least, and then I can leave up 2 mana for counterspell or something. Or maybe, I might hold up a Psionic Blast while I'm beating down with like a Merfolk of the Pearl Trident and a Lord or something like that. This is also removal for creatures as well, so if there's any creature that's going to block and kill your Lord, like you have a way to get rid of it. But I think most of the time hitting your opponent in the face with this is probably good. They're taking more damage than you, so helps you win the race. And speaking of them taking more damage than you, the Psychic Purge is in the sideboard because stuff like Disrupting Scepter and Mind Twist are cards that you need to be concerned about. So we're playing something in the sideboard to punish those decks. If they're going to make you discard cards, they're going to be taking a lot of life loss from that. So this is a burn spell for one blue that deals 1 damage to anything. So this is like Spikefield Hazard, except that its other effect is whenever they make you discard it, they lose 5 life. So if your hand has like 3 of these and they Mind Twist you for 3, they could be taking 15 damage from this, and they might just die from it. Like Disrupting Scepter is extremely dangerous to activate against you when they know you have Psychic Purges. So yeah, this card really good against that. Extra Boomerang in case we go up against stuff like Emote, or if we need more bounce effects. Extra counter spells are always good. I don't know if I need this in the sideboard, but I have it here to start with. Sea Singer and Control Magic. I don't know the correct numbers for these. Like this is the first time I'm ever playing this, so. But yeah, the Sea Singer. You have to control an island or you sacrifice this, but that's okay. We have 16 islands in our deck. That's not a concern. So you can choose not to untap it. So it taps and basically mind controls an opponent's creature. But they have to control an island for this to actually work. So this works pretty well with this Phantasmal Terrain, so you can guarantee they have an island, so you can steal like their Shivan Dragon with it. Or you can also just play Control Magic and just take it like that. I'm not sure. Maybe Control Magic is better, but I have one here just because it's a Merfolk and it looks pretty in this, and it's also like this is something from Fallen Empire. So, I mean, it looks like the art's really pretty on it. So, yeah. I don't know how good this is compared to this for 3 versus 4 mana, but I mean, it can also attack with Lord of Atlantis. Like it will get the +1 and Island Walk. Might be worth it. Black Vice here. This can punish a lot of the like Library of Alexandria decks, which I don't have in my deck because we don't really have a good way to stay on 7 cards a lot of the time. Which again, maybe I should have a library just in case, but I don't want to overdo it on colorless mana. Because we don't have a lot of good ways to use colorless. That's why I'm not playing the Soul Ring. Like, the only good thing I have with it is, like, the Efreet and the Clone. But most of our stuff is, like, double blue. So you see, like, Boomerang, Counterspell, Lord, Mana Drain, Terrain, River, Merfolk. You need double blue for a lot, so I don't want to cut any more islands, and I really don't want to play any extra lands in here. So, yeah, so, but any of the decks that are going to play Library, where they want to keep a bunch of cards in their hand all the time, like, this is something that will kill them fast. It's a way to burn them out. It's like the opposite of the Rack. If they have 7 cards in hand, they're going to take 3 damage from that every turn. So it forces them to like burn their disenchants on it if they have them. And if they don't, then they're just going to get burned out, and you might even kill them with like Psionic Blasts that way. And Nevinral's Disc. This is just like a catch-all card in this format. Can destroy pretty much anything that you need. Artifacts, creatures, enchantments. I don't know that that's a card that this deck needs to be playing, but I don't really know what our sideboard needs to look like right now, and so I like catch-alls. I was advised that this card might help, but I don't know if I'm going to need it or not. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. This looks like this will be fun to try, so I'm excited to play and see how this is going to go. I have a friend who is going to be playing a deck. I have no idea what deck he's going to be playing. However, we're going to play a couple matches and we'll get an idea of what this format is like. So, first off, I want to thank him for inviting me to play this format with him and a few of our other friends. This looks like this is going to be fun. And it was pretty cheap to put together, so, I mean, in paper this is like ungodly expensive, but online it's actually pretty easy to play this, so we're not gonna be enforcing like you have to play specific versions of cards or anything like that. Screw that, fuck it. As long as the card is legal in this format, it's fine for us. So this is the deck list that I'm taking in because I have to play Merfolk in every format, so that's just how my life is. So we will go and start here in a second. We'll be right back. Okay, here we go. This is my first time ever playing 93-94. Oh no! Alright, let's mulligan that. I think we keep this, and I'm gonna put the clone on the bottom. Actually, pass. I should have turned this off before. Oops. No. Okay, all this stuff is off. Good. Alright. Let's play the River Merfolk. Okay, Lightning Bolt, that's fine. I'd rather that get bolted than my Lord of Atlantis. So we're much more limited on this effect in this format, so... Soul Ring, okay. I have no idea what he's playing. Ancestral Recall. Good card. We have that in our deck. I need to get more lands though, because this Efreet is actually very strong, but I need 3 mana to get it in play. Also, Psionic Blast will be good. So he's playing a rug deck, huh? So I have no idea what's in his deck. Let's see, Regrowth. Oh yeah, that card's really good in this format. I mean, so he got the Bolt back. That's actually interesting. He chose to get the Bolt instead of the Recall. No, I'm getting mana screwed here. Alright. I mean, I've considered maybe it might be worth splashing green. This is a one of in this format, so maybe I'm supposed to splash green just for that one card. I don't have a library in my deck because I don't really have a lot of good card draw here. Well, so we're at 6 cards and he's gonna be at 8. So he can draw with the library because he still has 7 cards now. Yep. I mean, this is not a deck where I anticipate having a lot of cards in hand because we're more of an aggro deck than anything else, but I have no idea. Like, maybe this is like control. Oh, that's good. At least can't be bolted. I mean, it's a pretty good clock. Like, it's a 3/4 flyer, so it's hard to block it well. We do have this unsummon, so if he puts like something in front of it, which there's like a bigger version of this card, it's fine. We have Counterspell Protect. He's just playing a bunch of Moxes, yeah. He hasn't actually played anything with all this ridiculous mana yet. His Counterspell might be important, but we need to have a creature in play for this to matter. Disrupting Scepter, okay. It's probably... okay, well, let's attack first. This Ancestral Recall is going to be very good against this Scepter. Ooh. I think we want to play Mishra's Factory here. This will increase our clock a little bit. I don't really need the Black Lotus at this point, so I think it's gonna get discarded at some point, so maybe it might be correct to discard it this turn. I can't imagine he has a lot of removal for these 2 cards. Time Twister. I don't think I'm supposed to let that resolve. We'll discard the island next, I think. We're getting close to the point where Psionic Blast can just like kill him, so. Disenchant. Ooh. Do I actually care about keeping this factory? I could unsummon it back to my hand. Ooh, 12. So go 12, 8. Like, they're almost dead. I think I'm gonna need it though. I already played a land this turn, so I'm discarding the island and probably whatever card I draw after that. The good news is I have really good sideboard cards against this Disrupting Scepter. He's gotta have like something soon to get rid of this. So if it hits him like one more time, then he's probably in trouble. What the hell? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think there's any reason to do this right now. We'll wait to see if he attacks. Because then I might be able to draw like unsummon and just win. Okay, I'm playing a Mox. So you have like a bajillion mana, but you only have like 5 red. Okay, I mean, that's not great. Come on, attack me. You won't. You know you're close to dead. So I guess I play Lord here, right? Because this threatens to kill him next turn. I can attack with everything. He's going to be at 4 from this. So I'll wait for him to use the Scepter and then just blast him again. So he has to find like a bolt or something right now because he just dies if he doesn't. And I think an unsummon also wins the game for us, so this thing attacks for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't think Underground Sea is going to do it. So I guess I'm gonna go for it. Okay. So you should block Lord here, right? Oh, he's gonna block that. Oh, okay, that's good news. I think. So here's the question. I could time twist. So right now, this thing's gonna deal 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm at 11. Could time twister and just try to unsummon this thing. Like, that's probably not a terrible plan, but like the problem is if he draws like one more red source, I die. So I think that I have to take a chance here. This feels like the best plan, but he might draw like a bolt or something. I don't really have a choice. I just have to hope that we're not dead. We're close. We needed like one more turn. Okay, so Lotus. So we're dead to a Bolt. Actually, no, we're dead to the Black Lotus. That's fine. I have better sideboard cards for this. He has a Moat, huh? Well, he should attack me anyway. The Moat we can actually beat with Boomerang. Now, but here he has enough mana to just pump this up, so that's fine. The Scepter is going to be really bad against my sideboard plan. I don't think I need these terrains here, so... What are you doing? Why did you... You used the Black Lotus, but... Oh, okay, well... Okay. I mean, you could have just used the Lotus to pump this thing. I don't think you needed to cast the Moat there. So let's see. So we can like beat like a blue burn deck here, really. So I think unsummon we can. Well, actually, Phantasmal Terrain we don't need because they don't have a lot of creatures, and Time Walk's not really a concern. Let's see, what else do we want? Probably Black Vice. So their plan is to have, well, like they need disenchant and stuff, so they have to have a ton of cards in hand. And this is just gonna deal them like 3 damage a turn. I think I can cut the unsummon. I need the boomerang. Could play the control magic. I think the Vice is probably stronger. I could clone his dragon too, which is kind of neat. I have to cut a card. I don't really... Yeah, I kind of like most of these. I guess we can cut like maybe one of those. So, I mean, maybe this is a deck where... Like, I already have 4 counterspell. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to bring in another one. We've never played this format, so this is all new to me, so we'll see how this goes. So this card, if they make me discard this card, they actually lose 5 life. So we are on the plan if we can dome them really, like, for a lot. So maybe maybe I cut a clone and I just bring in like this or something. So maybe we have to be like on a pretty aggressive plan to beat this deck. He has a much better end game plan than me, so alright. This seems great, we'll keep it. Go Island Factory into a Freet. Mox Pearl. So I don't think he has like Swords to Plowshares. He's just playing a bunch of artifact mana. So I'm not attacking with Factory next turn, so it's probably worth just holding up Counterspell here. In case he tries to like ramp out a dragon or something. I don't know, like there's stuff I could counter that would matter. I don't think I'm gonna play it just yet. We're a blue burn deck. Okay, so I mean, I expect he probably has Bolt or something we want, or I guess Disenchant? Okay, that's fine. I think I can afford to sit back here for a little while. I want to wait till I use this counterspell in order to play more stuff. Okay, that's not really relevant to me. He still doesn't have double red for his dragon. Okay, well now he does. If he taps out for it, like that's fine with me too. Looks like he might be doing that. Was this Disrupting Scepter? He's got to be playing this dragon. I'm definitely countering that. And he took a damage for it, which is nice. The other cool thing is this Ifrit gets around the moat, so Okay, we need to like actually play this now. He's definitely gonna just jam it again. That's pretty good. Alright, so let's attack. So he's gonna basically have to tap out if he wants to do that again, and we already have like 8 damage in play, so it's pretty dangerous for him to do that. We'll have to discard the 4 cards, but it's gonna take his entire turn, and it's gonna put him very close to death, which means like at any given point, top decking Psionic Blast just kills him. So okay, played Moat. How did he? Didn't that thing cost like double black? Okay, well hopefully we keep. Like, we did not keep a creature. So Boomerang is probably okay. We had a like reasonable chance of keeping one of the creatures, but I'm not going to play a card here in case he plays like Disrupting Scepter. I want to be able to discard lands and hold up stuff. He only has 1 card left, so I guess a Freak might just kill him. So I already used the regrowth, okay. I don't think there's any reason for me to play a creature here. He played a Mox Ruby. So he's like nothing going on, but this Moat's not actually helping him. So he's still dying to this thing. He obviously doesn't have an answer to it. There's a lot of cards that just win here. Oh, that does it. Take 1 damage. I killed you with burn. We're like a blue burn deck. Okay, so there's a reasonable argument for playing Disc, but it's still 4 mana, and I'm not sure I want that. Maybe we need to be on the flying plan here. Like, this counterspell is probably important too, then. I don't know. You know what? No, because of the Moat, maybe the 1-drops are not as good as I would think. I do have these Black Vices, which, you know, really punishes them for having cards in hand. I think this is okay. We'll do it like this. This seems fine. So they're not going to do anything. That's good. Ooh, Red Elemental Blast. Okay. That's a good one to counter. So that will punish him for keeping cards in hand, and now we have a clock. Okay. This could be much worse. I guess here we just want to draw like counter spells. He has to unload his hand quickly so he doesn't die to this thing. Time walk. Okay. I'm wondering if maybe I should have brought in control magic. I mean, at the point he's casting Shiv and Dragon, I'm probably going to die anyway. So I think Boomerang is just fine as a hedge versus it. Okay, well, you have Disenchant. Disenchant seems like it's really good in this format. He only has 2 cards left, so that's pretty good too. You just need to not lose it to discard. So don't, like, mind twist me, because I need to get this Efreet and Plate so I can actually kill you. If you cast Moat, it's not the end of the world. Control magic. Oh, that's not going to help you very much at all. My creature is going to hurt you way faster than that's going to hurt me. That's... So don't have, like, another one of those, though. That would be devastating. Oh my god, he has 2! Fuck. Alright, so I need Boomerang so I can bounce this back to my hand. That hurts. Ugh. They're, like, really good. Red Elemental Blast and 2 Control Magics, like, fuck. Alright, well now this thing is going to be really dangerous. I can still attack him because this has Mountain Walk, but I have to, like, do something about this killing me. I can race this. I can't race this. So he's dealing me 5. I'm only dealing him 2. Oh, come on, Brain Geyser. You draw 2 cards. I mean, I guess that's okay. I don't know if I can reasonably play this. So if I play the Lord, because he stole my Merfolk, it's actually going to get bigger. So I'm going to take 6 damage. I put him to 8. Go to 7. Actually, okay, you know what? There is reason to do. So if I draw another Lord next turn, I can actually kill him. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to play this. Because he's going to 7 here, so if I draw an Island Walk Lord, he's dead. And I think Boomerang is still online to save my butt. Okay, Mox Ruby's not going to do it. Or a clone would also work. I think we have a fair number of draws that can actually still get there from here. He only has 2 cards, so we're not actually dead in 2 swings. That's good. And that suggests to me he does not have an answer to this because he's planning to block it with this. So I need him to not have a moat. Okay. Did not draw a counterspell, but I drew a clone, so that's good. Well, that's bad. Now if he has regrowth, I think I die. If I get to... I need him not to time walk again, because if he doesn't time walk... We had a chance of drawing counterspell there, which would have actually just like won, I think. It would have been close. But if he found the regrowth, then I think we lose. You have to have a plan for this, though, right? If you just... Actually, Shivan Dragon would be good if he, like, plays that this turn. No! I mean, that has to be it. Recall. Okay, fuck. No, actually, okay, no, I can still draw Boomerang, so this is not over yet. Time Twister can draw me into Boomerang, so I can bounce this thing back to my hand. Oh, you have another control magic. Oh my god, you just took 5 damage from that. The Psychic Purge is gonna kill him. My god. The tech is working. He's at 1. Now, like, this thing kills him, and this will kill him. Yes! Victory is ours! That was a stupidly dangerous move, but I don't know, maybe, like, the time... I think you were supposed to just cast Time Twister, right? Or you just recall the... what happened here? Like, doesn't recall, like, get this thing back? I thought that's what that was for. I don't know. That was excellent, though. I don't know what other plan he had, but that means that the sideboard tech worked. It was really close, too, because, like, we were still within one... Like, I think the regrowth definitely would have killed us. I think he just... I'm wondering if maybe he thought there was a chance that I could bounce the Efreet if he tried to, like, Time Walk again? Or no, it was Time Twister, right? Okay. So, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at that. I don't know if, like, Mind Twisting me was the greatest idea, though. Because he did see that tech in game 2, so... okay. That was excellent. I was really pleased with that. Let's see. Do we want to get another one in here? So that was my first time playing this format, so it was, like, really interesting. So I guess that's like a control deck. I mean, it seems like it's really strong. I don't know. It's just... It was, that was, like, extremely risky. Did you just not have another plan? I don't know. Alright, let's go and challenge him again. We'll play another, we'll do this one another time. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. No, this was fun. I'm glad that he asked me to do this. Alright, we won the die roll, so we're on the play here. Yeah. We played double Lord of Atlantis on turn 1? What a format, right? Actually, I think we might want to play River Merfolk. Because then we can play the Lord next turn. This is going to be very difficult. Like, if he has a bolt, this is fine. I can then play this Lord and still attack for 3 at least. Or I could also just hold up the Unsummon. And we just cast Ancestral Recall. Okay, so we're definitely jamming this Lord of Atlantis. Oh, he has his own Black Lotus. Okay. Alright, so we might still see bolts. No. What are we going to play for 3 white? Sword Splashers. Okay, that's fine. Soul Ring. This is a much stronger turn than ours, just playing like 2 creatures, I think. That's okay. I have more. Attack. Oh my god. Whoops. I did not attack. I clicked through the attack step instead of that. That's gonna cost us. Like, he's at 7 cards, I'm only at 2. I can't afford to be missing attack steps in this format. Okay, well that's better. Okay, well... I would really like to draw 3 cards. Okay, that's definitely a good spell to counter. I mean, it might have been worth waiting a turn just to see if we could draw another island so we can hold up counterspell for this. I wasn't sure if he was actually playing counterspell in his deck or not. I don't know if this... I'm assuming this is the same deck. It might not be, though. This could be different. Okay, he just card 2 cards. If he should be at 11, though, that's my fault. It would matter a lot here, I think. Because here, if he was at 6, then we could possibly kill him next turn if he taps the City of Brass, so... we may have just given him an extra turn for no reason. It looks like he doesn't have a lot of removal, so that's good news. Alright, well, we're going to find out here. So I think he needs a bolt this turn or he dies. No! Okay, well that was a good draw. That was also a very good draw for us. Now if I get in 2 damage here, then I still have a way to attack for 2 next turn. So we're dead to like Moat, but we still might get there. 1 removal spell's not enough. Playing a creature's not enough either. Might play Control Magic. Okay, well that has to be Desperation then. Because here we should have had him dead, but we might win anyway. Okay. We won anyway. That is to Homer, to win despite idiocy. Okay, so I think... yeah, Psychic Purge is going to be very good. I think we want the counterspell. I think the Black Vice should be good here, but I don't know, like it wasn't terribly good the last time. I need the Boomerang because that has... I need that to bounce the Moat if and when he plays it. Getting to 4 mana versus his deck seems like it's going to be hard, so I don't know. Maybe we were not playing Clone against him. I mean, this is... I guess I could bring in one of these. But I don't want to play Clone. Like, still leaves me with 12 creatures, but the Psychic Purge gives us a lot more reach combined with the Psionic Blast, so... like, making us discard cards at random is really dangerous for him. Like, yeah. It's possible he might reconsider playing that after having seen this, so... yeah, like... think, do I want the Clone or do I want this? Because we still have to cut 1 more card, so... oh, the Phantasmal Terrains. Okay, I don't think we need these. So actually... I can bring in... I don't know, like, if this is actually going to be very good, though. Blows up all of his artifact mana, but I think at the point where he... I don't think, like, him having infinite mana is actually all that, like, useful, though. Actually, maybe the Unsummon is better than I think, because he's playing Control Magic, so I might want more ways to bounce my own creatures, because I don't have a lot of them, so I need to be careful with the ones that I do have. Okay. I think this hand's great. We're going to keep this. Mold to 6. We have Ancestral Recall, so we can play Islands at the end of his turn, recall, and then, yeah, hopefully we can draw like Mox Sapphire or something. So yeah, like his deck definitely has way more card advantage than ours, but we have a much more aggressive plan. Like, excuse me. Okay, this is fine. I'm not gonna do it now because I can't. If I drew cards here, I would just have to discard them. So it's much better to do it on his turn anyway. Actually, I don't even know if I want to play this right now. To be perfectly honest, maybe I just don't. That seems dangerous as hell. So if I cast this, I go to 6 cards, so I go to 9. And yeah, there's no way I can like make use of it if I actually cast it right now. So it's probably correct to wait. Here it's probably a good idea to strip mine him off of this, right? I mean, that has to be correct. So whatever he just tutored for, I want to keep him from casting it if possible. Hopefully until maybe I can draw like Counterspell next turn. That would be nice. Okay, City of Brass. I mean, you have access to your mana, but at least this is going to hurt you. So, okay. I don't know what he searched for, but it seems good. Okay, this is fine. See, Counterspell's good. I can just pass here. I have all the time in the world. I can just keep making land drops. I can play Mishra's Factory next turn. Those are really going to be a liability, I think, in this match. So here, I'll just, again, pass. If he goes to, like, Mind Twist me, I probably just Counterspell it. Okay, Mox Pearl, that's fine. Okay, that's also fine. You're gonna cast Moat? Do I actually care about that right now? You might have a Counterspell. You know what? I can always bounce this later and counter it at my leisure, so it's not that big a deal at this point. I think we're good to be playing in this like tempo mode right here. I can just set up a turn where I can potentially boomerang into Counterspell to make sure that that doesn't re-resolve. Let's see. Do I want to play this? Yeah, I guess. I don't think he's gonna kill it. I have no reason to tap out here, so I'm not going to. This might be a turn, though, where I want to bounce the Moat and then use Ancestral Recall. So do you have 2 counterspells? Oh, it looks like you might. So the only other counterspell I could be representing here is Arcane Denial, but I don't know, that might be a card I should consider for this deck. If I'm playing Mishra's Factory, the denial might be worth it. Oh, they are going to counterspell this. That's fine. No, I mean, he could have Wrath of God, but I don't think he's gonna have it at the moment. I'm just trying to set myself up for a turn where I can, like, draw Boomerang on this moat. And I'm gonna hold the clone in case he plays, like, Shivan Dragon. I want to clone his dragon and then unsummon his so I can still attack. Excuse me. And if he makes me discard cards, that's fine. Okay, that doesn't actually matter. Because, yeah, I don't think that's okay. Like, I still have 2 more Boomerangs in my deck. I still can bounce that at any point that I need to. I mean, he can't attack with that thing either, so we're in kind of this back and forth mode here. If I can get in a Freight, like, then it's almost over on the spot. Because I just play it and clone it. I'm not sure if his deck has Wraths in it. I haven't seen him cast one the entire time. So he just has 6 cards, but, like, nothing to do with it. So maybe he's just worried that I'm going to do something about this moat. Okay, well, that's fine to pick up here. I don't need to do anything right now. I just need to, like, hold this board state because I am very close to winning at any given point here. If he makes me discard these, like, you know, if he mind twists me, like, that is extremely dangerous. He'd be losing 15 life off of that. Yeah. And any, like I said, at any given point, if that moat goes away, his life goes away. So I actually have, like, damn near lethal on the board as it is. Okay, he plays a Mox Jet. He hasn't drawn lands, though, so that means... I feel like it means he has to have drawn counter spells, and he's just sitting on them for this moat. But I'm going to draw a flying creature before, like, at some point, and it's, you know, it's going to be bad news, I think. So I think, overall, I have more flying threats and, yeah, I have more flying threats and counter spells in my deck. I don't see how that's helping. Bolting that thing doesn't really do anything here. You already have like a million cards, though. I don't really care if you draw more. Like, I have to save the counterspell to fight over this moat. Or maybe to protect my clone. Because at some point, if he does play Shivan Dragon, I need to clone it and then protect it. And then my plan is to attack him with my cloned version of his dragon and then, you know, unsummon his. Okay, that's fine. I mean, if he doesn't play anything, he's going to have to discard spells, so... He doesn't have land, so I'm wondering. So what? Do you have like, is it like balance or something? Okay, sure. The thing is, like, this lord that you have is still like making these for up. Yeah, it's still. Oh, he just has like a bunch of removal spells. Okay, I see. But at its point, like, they don't do anything really. Like the game, yeah, I don't know. Like these Mishra's factories and this, like they only have to hit like one time, and I think that'll be okay. And like the fact that he's wasting these on creatures that can't attack instead of, creatures that can attack, that is really dangerous. And he's holding on to more stuff too, which is weird. I don't know. What does he have? I need to know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should be holding on to some of these lands. I don't know if I'm gonna need this much mana. Let me just. Okay, well, I can cast that at the end of my turn, which means that he is potentially in lethal range of making me discard these psychic purges. So what do you have, like red elemental blast, and you're considering that? I guess I'm gonna pass here. Interesting. Okay. So, like, I don't get this. Come on, we've been through almost half our deck and we haven't found a single one of our flyers. The only good news is we can at least protect them from removal with these unsummons. Like a flyer or a boomerang at this point. Okay, so what's going on? I don't want to let that resolve, but I kind of have to. Well, that's good. I'm gonna have to discard something though. I don't want. I guess I could just psychic purge him for 1 damage. Maybe it's better to just like discard this unsummon. No, this has to be better. Just deal him 1. Because I have a feeling we're going to need to fight with these things, because he might just have a bunch of swords and stuff that once I play a flying creature, I'm going to have to protect it. So we have 8. I have 9 damage in play. So if I bounce this bridge, I can attack, or I mean, moat, I can attack for 9. We might just be milling out here, but we're both just over halfway through our deck. I can't believe I haven't found one of these Afrits yet. Okay, Soaring. He has to play cards, so he's drawing faster than me. I do have 2 counter spells, which is good. He's used 2 of his. I've used 1 of mine. So, I don't know. I don't know if he plays the full set in his deck. Okay, come on. Be a Shivan Dragon. Yes! This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Now we are in business. So the question is, do I unsummon this now? Kind of don't want to. This is what the game has been building up to, this fight right here. Alright. No! He was sitting on 4 counter spells. Alright. Yeah. This is not good. He's at 10, like... Okay. Can't block this. He's at 10 with 2 cards in hand. So his hand was Control Magic, Double, Counterspell, Red Elemental Blast. So he drew what he needed long before me. So my hopes and dreams have to rely on finding... I have to find... unless he, like, tries to Mind Twist me, he's gonna die. But I don't think he's gonna make that mistake now. So I'm getting attacked for 10. I need to find the boomerang so I can bounce this thing. If I find the boomerang, he's dead. No! Alright, you win. I went through like over half of my deck without finding what I needed to beat him. Like, we had a very, very good shot at that. Huh. So you know what? So that game was entirely different. It was kind of So we had 3 of these. I needed to find another one, but not there. That's okay. So let's see. How do we want to go about this? I could just like try to fight him, and if he wants to do this, maybe we take out like Merfolk of the Pearl Trident Seer. We just bring in like heavy hitting spells against him. Alright, we'll try to fight on this axis this time. So I think he's realized, like, yeah, our aggro plan's pretty good, but his long drawn out plan was much better. This is so dangerous. The upside is so good, though. I don't have any lands, like, that's the problem. I don't know. Do I keep Black Lotus, crack it for Ancestral Recall, draw 3 cards, try to find some lands, and then, like, jam a Lord in turn 1? I really want to do that. We're on the play here, so... There's this is why we get to like do this or play this format, so we can do nonsense like this. Oh my god. Pass. Yeah. Oh my god, that was so greedy, but like I really wanted to, like drawing 1 island I think actually would have just been very good. Alright, well, we found Mishra's factory, but like it's a little bit late. We have like all like double blue spells in our hand. That's not excellent. Can't actually cast anything off of it. Oh, I guess I'm discarding a clone here. I think we're fucked. That's dangerous. I think that we both know that this is over. Yeah, like, damn it, that didn't. There was no lands in the top of our deck. That's so frustrating, but that's okay. It took an incredible gamble on that, and it did not pay off. Okay, here we go. So this is our third match, and I guess this will be the last one for this. Okay, we can do this. I know we can beat this deck. I think he's learned his lesson about disrupting scepters for game 2 and 3. So maybe we don't even bring in those anymore, because he might be siding out the discard spells just because of he knows how dangerous it is to like use them against me. This is great. We're gonna keep this. The terrains are not really necessary here. They're just here to give us island walk, but his deck already plays a lot of islands anyway, so I don't think it's that big a deal. I might just play like Swords to Plowshares, but that's okay. He did not play Swords, so that's good. So here it means... What's going on? Demonic Tutor, okay. Well, this is actually fine because I can Time Walk here, so I get to attack and then Time Walk and attack again. Were we on the play for the last one, too? No, we were on... Yeah, we were on the play for this. Okay. Land? Yeah, it's not a land. I think it's probably best not to push our luck here. and hold up Counterspell instead. I could have attacked for an extra 2, but I think it's not worth it. If I drew an islands, I definitely would have attacked with the factory. And this turn I probably will. Actually, if he plays Moat, it's actually not a big deal because I have the Boomerang in my hand. So I guess the question is, I mean, maybe I could Phantasmal Terrain and turn off one of his sets of removal. So the question is, which one is more dangerous? Probably the white. Actually, like, I think I might pass here, because maybe if he swords, I might Boomerang the Lord back to my hand. I don't know, we'll see what happens here. If he just plays Moat, then I think we win. Or at least we'll be very, very close. Okay. So how do I want to do this? So he has double white. Problem is he could have like counter spells. I guess I have to do this now. So if I draw a Lord, I am winning. Right? Yeah. That'll do it. Boomerang defeats Moat. Excellent. Alright. So I think this time, he's seen me board this in every game, so I think this time I'm gonna bamboozle him. I'm not gonna bring this in. Alright, yeah. I think the terrains, like, we already have Island Walking. This isn't even a match where he's playing creatures where we have to, like, worry about unblockability, so I just take this out. Turns out these unsummons are a little bit more important than I would have thought. So here, okay, so this time I could bring in the Black Vice. I don't know, there have been games where he's like expended all the cards in his hand and then like it's just been, you know, we're both like low on cards, but there's also been games where he's just had like a bajillion cards in hand, so I mean, not bringing it in means the disenchants are a lot worse, but it means they're probably aimed at my factories instead. I'm at 61 cards right now. See, like I kind of put this in my sideboard for this deck, but now I'm not even sure that it does what I want it to because I don't really have a good way to protect it from disenchant. Alright, we'll run it like this. See how this goes. Because I feel like Disrupting Scepter is not going to be in the deck at this point, so... no, we can't keep this. We have to mulligan. I can keep this. And I guess I just put Unsummon on the bottom. This thing can... What are you gonna like turn? Nothing on turn 1 with this Black Lotus? So that's interesting. Okay. Well, at the very least, I can say it seems like Merfolk is a real deck in this format. I'm surprised. I didn't think that it was going to be. When they invited me to play 93, 94, I really thought that it was just going to be a meme. That I was just going to play Merfolk because that's what I do. But surprisingly, this deck works better than I would have expected it to. What is your hand? You didn't like do anything with 5 mana, like counterspell is okay. It's fine. What is it? Again, nothing here. I guess if there's a chance I might want to cast this Ancestral Recall in their end step. I'm gonna just Psionic Blast them. We'll see what happens. Mox Jet. So you just have like a bunch of mana, but what are you doing with it? Okay. I'm expecting like a bolt or something for the Lord. He might disenchant the Mishra's Factory if he has that. I guess that's fine. Oh, he swords the factory, okay. I just need to get as much damage in as I can before a moat comes down. Time Twister? Oh, Control Magic. Okay, see, this is the thing. Lord of Atlantis is still pumping this up. So, like, Control Magic is only saving him 2 life. It's not actually saving him the full 3. That was a really good card to draw here, too. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's excellent. So you're going to find out Island Walk is going to go right past this thing. You cannot block. And I will be taking that back, please. I think we've got this one. I have a counterspell and I have enough threats to win this game. It feels pretty good. There we go. Alright, well, fuck, I don't know, like, he just had, like, tons of mana. Like, he had, like, you know, a really strong start with, like, Black Lotus, but nothing to cast with it, so... I don't know, maybe it's reasonable to just be, you know, playing... See, I don't have, like, Soul Ring in my deck, even though I could. I don't have extra Moxes in here because it doesn't help me cast a lot of stuff. And we're keeping hands where we have, like, pressure plus disruption, so... I mean, the Psionic Blast seems like really good in this format, so, alright. Alright, I'm just curious. I'm asking to see, like, what he kept for his last hand. I mean, this was fun. Like, his deck is really cool. I mean, a lot of the decks in this format are just really cool. It's a shame that they're, like, stupidly expensive in paper. But if you're going to play this online, like, playing 93, 94 online is actually surprisingly cheap. So let's see. He said Swords, Lotus, Control Magic, and some lands. I mean, I guess if you're a control deck, that seems fine. You have some removal. You know, stealing a threat from me is pretty good. Turns out Lord of Atlantis is, like, really good against Control Magic, surprisingly, and it works very well with this Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. Yeah. Yeah, I guess the only card that we didn't see really is Phantasmal Terrain. We boarded it out every time, but I think whatever, that's okay. This card's not really intended for this match. I think this is more for, like, probably the red, white, and green matches where it's like an aggro race and you need the Island Walk from the Lord. But I think a lot of the decks in this format are probably playing blue because of Ancestral Recall and Time Walk anyway. So, I mean, we might not even need all three. Maybe another one of these could move to the board, and we can bring like a Sea Singer or another Boomerang to the main, or even Counterspell. Counterspell seemed pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, good games. I enjoyed this. Yeah. So 93-94. It's surprisingly, this was a lot of fun. This deck was not very expensive either. I think I spent like $30 buying like the Power 9 cards that I needed for this deck, and you pretty much had like a lot of the rest of it. Or, you know, the rest, like some of these cards are like this, are like what 0.01 ticks or something like that. So not a big deal at all. But this was cool. Yeah, that's all I have for this. I hope you enjoyed this. We might see more of this in the future. That's definitely a possibility. So take it easy, everybody.